Let's get straight into this 10-minute follow-along foam roller routine for cyclists that you can do to improve your recovery, increase your mobility for optimal cycling aerodynamics, and reduce stiffness and tightness in the upper and lower back. Grab your foam roller because we'll be starting off with the quads. So you're going to be in a plank position with your quads on the roller, just rolling back and forth, supporting yourself on your forearms. You want to engage the glutes, avoid any excessive arching of the lower back, drawing your belly button in, just slowly rolling back and forth. You want to roll up towards your kneecaps, but don't go over the patella itself, and then roll as high as you're comfortable with. If you find a more tender spot, so maybe a little higher up or even closer to the knees, you can pause and do some gentle back and forth motions in those spots. We definitely don't want to shy away from the more tender areas when foam rolling. We're trying to release that myofascial tissue and get some blood flowing through the muscles. Okay, moving on to the calves now. So if you put the roller out front, you're going to be in a seated position. I'm going to start my left foot on the roller. I'm going to start low down at my soleus, which is a muscle that's similar to your calf, but it actually attaches below the knee and into the ankle. So you can turn your foot out or in. I can feel it a little bit more turning my toe in, so I'm going to stay around there. If you find this too easy, you can put all your weight on. That's going to be a little bit more challenging on the upper body, doing it like that. Okay, I'm going to move it a little higher up now to hit more of the actual calf muscle. Again, changing the angle to find some of the spots that feel most tender for you, and that'll probably be different for everyone. As I said, if you want to put all your weight on, just hook the other leg over the top. You'll see I'm using my knuckles to support myself, but feel free to put your hands flat down like that. Okay, let's take it to the other side. So I'm going to put my right leg on the roller. I'm going to start lower down with that soleus. If you're finding the whole routine just too painful, I recommend getting a slightly softer roller. I recommend a hard, firm roller, but one without too many bobbles on it if you're finding it too painful. You can get different densities of foam as well, so just pick the one that suits you. Moving a little higher up onto that calf now. Okay, let's roll the upper back. So you're going to put the shoulder between your shoulder, the roller between your shoulder blades. You're going to roll back and forth. I'm just going to roll down until the roller comes just underneath the shoulder blades and then up towards the neck. But I don't want all my body weight on the neck itself. Just going to stop at the base of the neck. I like to wrap my arms around, exposing those muscles between the shoulder blades. Maybe wrap the other arm on top now. You can lean slightly to one side as well if you want to hit down the lats slightly. A little bit on the other side again, trying not to shy away from any tight spots. Okay, so this one is actually just a mobility exercise rather than a foam roll. You're going to be in a similar position. Put your shoulder blades on the roller, but sit your hips down on the floor, reach overhead, opening out the upper back, and then come back to gently touch the tops of your knees. So we're trying to open out the upper back, but then I'm trying to keep my lower back relatively fixed, so I'm not overarching the lower back, but I am opening out the upper back as much as possible. Obviously in a cycling position, you're very hunched over, and that's good for aerodynamics, but can cause discomfort. So just opening out, reaching overhead, relaxing into it. Okay, sitting on the roller this time, you're going to hook your left leg over your right knee and then lean onto the left upper outer glute. So left leg's hooked over the right knee. You should be rolling your left side about where your back pocket would be on a pair of jeans. And we're hitting a muscle called your piriformis, which runs from this long bone, your femur, crosses up through the hip and into the lower back. So you imagine if you've got a very tight muscle that runs from your femur up into your lower back and it's pulling, it can cause a lot of discomfort. We're also going to be hitting the glute. You can't really roll the piriformis without also going over the glutes slightly. I do find this is a really common one for resolving a lot of people's lower back pain. Tight piriformis can be a very easy fix for a lot of people. Taking it to the other side, so right leg over the left knee. We're going to drop the right knee down and we're going to roll on that upper outer right piriformis and glute area. Trying to find that slightly more tender spot that's cutting across that upper outer glute and then staying on it rather than avoiding it. Probably just a small movement back and forth once you find it. You can take this hand off if you want and hold on to the shoelaces with the left hand to stop the foot slipping off. Okay, I'm going to finish with a page turner variation, which is good for the upper and lower back. So if you lie on your left side, put your right knee on the roller, you're just going to reach over and then back. And then on the second one, I want you to pause halfway and reach up and overhead. So you're going to alternate between a completely horizontal reach, hands back together, and then on this one we're going to pause halfway, turn the thumb up, reach overhead, opening the lats out, and keep going, just alternating back and forth between these completely flat ones and then these overhead ones. The whole time we're keeping that top right knee in contact with the roller. I like having the roller underneath this knee because it stops the over rotation of your back that can be uncomfortable for some people if they put the knee on the floor. Always finish it off. I'm going to go to the other side, and this is going to be the final one in this routine. So turning over flat to start with, you might get a little click, and then stopping halfway, reaching up and overhead. If you're short on space,
can actually do this one with a bent arm. I'll show you now. So as you come over, you can put your hand on your temple and just reach like that. And then most people are fine with that length of the space they're working in. Sometimes I realise if you're in a small room, it can be easier to just put your hand on your temple like this and reach like that.
And that's it, routine complete. Let me know in the comments below, how did you find that? And where in the world are you following along from? If you want to keep mobilizing your body, try this routine here. If you fancy doing a short strength workout with me, I'll put one here, and I'll see you again soon.